You are watching Eat, Stay, Play with Jonathan and Jennifer, and we are on the island of Curacao in the Shete Boka National Park, where we are watching the eastern winds blow these eastern waters into tumultuous blowholes. In this video, we'll tell you a little bit about this part of the island. We'll take you down into a cave where you can watch the blowholes outside. We are in the Shete Boka National Park, and this is Boka Pistol, one of the biggest blowholes. We are on the windward side of the island, and this water is erupting all around us. Stick with us for all the fun on this action-packed video. The winds in Curaçao run from northeast southwest, and this is up in the northeast part of the island, so you are getting some of its fiercest weather. Shete Boka lies on the northeastern side of the island. The cruise port is down on the southwest side. It takes about 45 minutes to travel up there. It's a pretty drive, and we went through the Curaçao National Park before we got to the Shete Boka National Park. At the Curaçao National Park, there is actually a small herd of white deer. They are the only deer on the island, and the only reason they're there is because water stations have been put out for them. But this is the road that borders the national park, and you can find these deer, who are very shy, on either side of the road, hidden fairly deep in the desert terrain. Because Curacao is such a desert island, you don't have a tremendous amount of wildlife. Some of the typical desert animals that you might think of, spiders, snakes, and scorpions, they have, but on a very limited scale. So spiders, more like little house spiders. Scorpions, yes, they have them, but pretty rare to find them, and they're very small ones. And snakes, they have just garter snakes. So that's one of the good things. But we did see a whole lot of other kinds of wildlife. Iguanas are very popular here. In fact, so popular that they are a regular food source for humans. We also saw a number of birds. And the most interesting one I think we saw was the Curacao bird, which is a falcon in the falcon family, but actually acts more like a vulture as it feeds on carrion. And that's exactly how we saw them. But we saw quite a few. Mount Cristóbal is the tallest mountain on the island, and you can see it from multiple perspectives, and every time you see it, it appears to change shapes. It isn't, you're just seeing different faces of it. The park is open from 9 to 5, Monday through Sunday, and the cost is $15 per adult to enter. For us, Joey had included that price in our tour, and so we were able to go through the ticket gate without having to stop, which was great because there were lots of tour buses. If you're in a tour bus, you probably aren't going to go much past the entrance, but there's a lot to see and do right there. At Shete Boka, there is an entrance fee that you'll need to pay, but there are restrooms and picnic area right there. I can't stress enough the value of having a private local guide for this one-day tour. Having Joey allowed us to see him interact with other locals, and also gave us the ability to bypass lines and get to the places where the big tour buses just couldn't go. Joey speaks Dutch, English, French, and papiamento, which is a combination of a whole bunch of different languages, particular to Curacao. It was fun to listen to him speak with other friends. Because there were a lot of tour buses upon arrival, we drove over to Boka Pistol, and this is a little bit of a drive on a dirt road. If you had walked, you could do it, but it would be a long walk. Buses don't make that road, and so many of those visitors don't get that far. So we had the place nearly to ourselves.
All right, guys, so this is Boka Pistol. Basically, it's one of the blowholes of Curacao. Let's see how the magic happens. It's basically the waves entering a small cavern where there's a little bit of oxygen, and of course, air does not compress, and basically it pushes it upwards, and that's the reason why you have the blowhole effect. All right, so you guys enjoy of it.
After our time at Boka Pistol, we drove back out to the main entry area and the original blowholes that are right there. Those blowholes weren't quite as great. There is some great cliffs and beach area, but what you really want to check out is the cave. You have to walk down to it. It's not dangerous and it's not a long walk. There are some things to be careful for, and we'll show you that on the way. If you have challenges with mobility, this probably isn't going to be a part of the activity that you can do. But as long as you've got good walking shoes on and you're capable of climbing steps and just watching your head, you should be fine. There are paths that you will follow, and they're fairly clearly marked, and you do want to stay on them. This area that is just to the right of us is actually an old cave that has sunk in. You don't want to be in the wrong part when that cave sinks. So you can hike down from those paths above and get into the cave itself. Watch your step. There's no railings. You can hold onto the rocks, but the rocks are kind of sharp, so watch yourself. As you're walking down, you'll come across this rock on your left that clearly shows how coralline this area was, meaning it was all underwater. Once you get to the cave entrance, there are structures in place. You want to be careful on some of these more slippery stones. They have been worn, and when they get wet, they can certainly be slippery. But here you are walking and descending down into the cave. You'll see the water coming through. Off we go.
I had a dream of us coming together.
How slippery. The water can come
Last night,
up to our ankle, right? So whatever you do, don't
in
jump
my
off,
dream,
because this
I saw
doesn't break your
unity.
ankle. We're going to take our time going down. I just want to see here.
I had
These are the stairs that you're going to
I had a
climb
taste
down.
of
They really are
democracy.
slippery, but there are railings, so you need to watch it.
And I
There's some
felt-
seaweed down here, and you can walk on it, no problem.
I
But you
felt
just
safe.
want to watch for slipperiness and keep your head
east to the west
low.
and south to the north.
There's lots of rocks right above you.
People were living in peace, seeing the eyes of justice everywhere. Every land was thriving with love and prosperity. And I woke up asking myself, oh, I woke up asking myself,
This is why we don't do bus tours.
Another great thing about having a local driver is he knows the lay of the land, and he was able to time this so that all of the buses were gone by the time we came to the blowhole, and he had a private car that we could drive down and get directly up to Boka Pistol, where everybody else was having to walk out there. And it's not a long walk, but it was enough, and it's a time taker. So this is just another reason having a private guide who will take you where you want to go and do what you want to do is so helpful. We are now on our way to Boka Tabla, and we are looking for the big iguana.
We'll include Joey's information in the description. He is with Gone Carib, which he and his wife own and operate. And we've got a shot of his card that we'll put at the end of this video as well.
There are no waterfalls in Curacao, except maybe this, which isn't really a waterfall. This is the Gulf of Curacao.
Lies the island of Bonaire, and beyond that, the Atlantic Ocean.
in my dream I saw humanity, and I woke up asking myself, oh, I woke up asking myself, why can't we achieve a sustainable peace? Why can't we have a sustainable future? Why can't we achieve a sustainable peace? Why can't we have a sustainable future? Why can't we achieve a sustainable peace? Why can't we have a Why can't we